Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Tuesday, July 5th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's going to open in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and then we can get started with our session for today. All right, looks good. A couple more things to add on over here. Looks good. Check that off. A few more things right here. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Started. All right, solid. All right, guys, I'll give it a few minutes for people to make their way in. As people join the room, I'm going to go ahead and set up the high lows and areas of liquidity here on the 1 minute. So I'm just going to clean this all up, go over to the 1 hour. Mark up liquidity over here. It's good. Go over to the 30-minute. $15-minute. $10-minute. $5-minute. And the 1 minute. So looks like we had everything marked up right here. Looks like about half you guys are here as well. So good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, July 5th. Hopefully all you guys had a great weekend. And you guys enjoy your long extended week. I know a lot of you guys were kind of getting the itch to trade yesterday, and market's finally back in full swing. So we'll see how the market moves, guys. You guys need to be careful today because obviously, when you come back from a long weekend like that, you're going to have an increased spike of volatility when the market does open. The market's going to open in about 6 minutes, so just keep that in mind. That typically, when you come back from a long weekend, you get like these crazy movements because all of these orders from the weekend that have been pending, due to the long weekend and the holiday, you're going to see a lot of these orders flood in. You probably see a crazy spike on open. So we'll see what happens when the market is open here. But it is summer, so volatility might be low. Some people might be taking an extra day off. With regard to the institutions and whales and market makers and whatnot who are causing price to move heavily. So we'll see where the market does move. But currently right now, the range is, it's not really moving too much pre-market. It's moving about like 470 pips, which is not a crazy amount. We're probably going to see a bigger movement when the market does officially open in the next 6 minutes. So let's see who's here. Morning, Peter. Morning, Eduardo. Morning, Surin. Morning, Akil. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Victoria. Morning, Maria. Morning, Alexander. Morning, Tody. Morning, Mauricio. Morning, Miles. Morning, Jez. Morning, everybody. All right, so We got 5 minutes till market open. Looking over at the overall bias, it's currently 59% long, indicating that there's 59% of resale traders who are currently buying. We typically want to do the opposite, so we're probably going to be looking for sells today. Looking over at the fundamentals, fundamentals are currently down 380 points, so they do align. Our bias for the moment is currently going to be a sell. And as you can see right here, if you took any of the sell entries on the way down, I mean, literally everything would have hit full TP if you took any of these. It's been dropping since London. Yeah, so if you traded during London session, market's pretty much been dropping since then. So London opened right over here. So it's been in a pretty long downtrend since then, as you guys can see right here. One thing that I would anticipate is possibly a manipulated push to the upside. So we're probably going to get a push to the upside on open. And then it's probably going to hit liquidity and then eventually make its way back down. So I think overall price is going to come back down, but I think initially on open price may push to the upside, you know, just temporarily. So we'll see what happens here when the market does open shortly, but just keep that in mind. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. I'm expecting a manipulated push to the upside and then, you know, swing back down. Let me see if there was any news this morning. I don't think there was, but it's good to know. So there was no US news this morning specifically. There's news at 7, which is factory orders, light impact, but we're going to keep that marked up anyway. So we got news coming up here at 7 o'clock. Right there. Nice. Yeah, Kevin said he traded that move all the way down from London up until now. So we'll see what happens when the market does open shortly. See if there's anything else over here. Hey everyone, morning Fahad. Yeah, Miles said, yeah, especially since it's Trap Tuesday and came up a holiday and NFP. Yeah, and also it's NFP this week, guys. So thanks for reminding us, Miles. It is NFP week. Totally forgot it's NFP this Friday. So it's NFP week. We came back from a long weekend and it's Trap Tuesday, as Miles said. So just keep that in mind, guys. We're probably going to see, you know, manipulated push to the upside. I don't know if I'll take the breakout if it is for a buy. I mean, honestly, I don't even know if I'll take it for a sell, because, you know, you don't want to get caught in a lot of this indecisive movement. So if I do take the breakout or I take a partial move, then I'm probably only going to take like, you know, 100 pips in the direction, but I'll see. And I'll let you guys know if I do take it or if I do plan on taking it. I probably won't be catching on to the full move. The reason for that is because price might be spiking up and down and you don't want to get caught in the trade as it reverses on you, right? So, or you can just skip the breakout if you want. I'll just see how good it looks when it opens, but it's going to be a bit tricky. Hey, Marco, morning. Morning, Jonathan, morning, Miles, morning, everybody. Yeah, and Miles said heavy manipulation. Yeah, Miles is expecting heavy manipulation, which I agree with. As you can see right here, price is just ranging sideways. When price starts to squeeze like this, it's just preparing for a breakout, right? And that's kind of what we're expecting too for the open. We'll see where it goes from there. Hey, Kurt, morning. Overall, not much movement though. Miles, I'm hoping I'm wrong though. Yeah, I see it on the open, but I don't see it. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Because typically it's, you know, we really don't know when you come back from a long weekend like this, if it's going to keep being pushed around heavily or if it's going to just stay, you know, in one direction. So other than that, I don't really see any other news right now. I'm also testing out. I don't know if you guys have tried the FTMO quick trade manager. It's kind of like a DOM, but it's for FTMO. It's pretty good. I've started using it and played around with it. So I'm going to try it out right here as well on this live market. But I did try it out yesterday. It's a pretty cool tool. Hey, Ross, morning. It's on the FTMO website. You guys just have to search up like FTMO quick trade manager. All right, guys, so price is dropping right here and you can see now it's pushing right back up and it came back down. It's a typical manipulation that we noted that we were expecting on open right here. So Let me just clean this up a little bit. There's no surprise. You're expecting the markets move kind of crazy on open. So in order for us to take a breakout entry here, we would need a strong red candle to confirm the breakout. So we got about 30 seconds left on this candle right here. But as I mentioned, you guys want to be a bit careful if you guys are taking these trades because of the high volatility. So we'll see how it closes. If I do take any of these entries here, it'll probably be for a partial move, you know, just a quick 100 pips or so, not necessarily a full hold because it's gonna be kind of crazy. So no breakout entry off that, guys. You need a strong red candle in order for it to confirm. That candle right there wasn't necessarily as strong. You can see the wick on the bottom end. So as you can see, price is dropping right here, but no breakout has presented itself yet. So we'll see where this goes. So it looks like this may be the breakout candle right here. We'll see if it closes right here. Looks like it might be pushing to this next area or this next low right here. It's tricky entry because this candle here is so big. So if this just closes the breakout, I'll probably hold off a little bit, let it retrace a little bit, and I might just catch on its way down further. So there it goes. It tested the low right there. So this is technically the breakout right here, but it is a tricky entry. I'm not in it yet, but if I do enter it, I'm going to take it for a quick little 100 pips or so. So I'm looking to see if it pulls back a little bit, and I'll try to make my way in. But it is moving kind of funky right now, as you guys can see. Yeah, it's a tricky entry. Let's see if I can find. Let's take a look at the heat map right now. I think the heat map should be all red. This, yeah, the heat map is literally all red. So let me see if I could. And it hasn't really retraced up yet. So there's going to be two different scenarios here where I'm going to catch the last. I'm either going to catch the last push of it, or if it retraces up, I'll come back at entry point. So I'm either going to take the last 100 pips right here at the bottom if it drops back there. If it pulls up right here, I'm going to do the same thing. And you can see right there the retracement. I'm not in the position yet, guys, but thinking about entering as it comes back down. I get this right here. Ah, nice. Yeah, US30 to quarter sizes. Let's see if I can get this. Here, the account. I'm going to test out the tool as well. So there goes, price retraces up. Not in it yet. If it comes back down, then I'll probably enter it for a quick 100 pips or so. Oops. There we go. I'm in and I'm out. That's quick. There we go. Yeah, so I got in and out quickly, guys, within that entry right there. I don't know if anyone did the same thing I did, but it's risky. So you can see right here, price is kind of bouncing around. So I got in as price came back down. I just hit my sell right here on the quick trade, set my TP stop loss, and then it pulled me out. But you guys can see right here that it's kind of moving kind of funky. So I'm not holding on to it for the full move. I just got in for a quick 100 pips. So I locked in 1,395 off my, check my copier over here. This. All right, so there's some slippage here. Actually, there's a lot of slippage. So on my main account, I locked in 1,395. My FTMO copier, I locked in 1,595. My MFF, I locked in 1,370. my other MFF 1,270, and then my third MFF 1,370. So I'll take a screenshot of my profits right here. As you guys can see, it is pushing back down, but it was a risky move, so I only took it for a partial entry. You know, I always get people complaining about like how everything I analyze is risky. Guys, the market is risky. You're never going to enter a trade and be 100%. So you have to like weigh your pros and cons and manage your risk properly, depending on how comfortable you feel about a position. That's why I don't take these positions for the full move sometimes, because for one, we're coming up from a long holiday. Two, it's NFP, and three, it's Tuesday, right? It's Trap Tuesday. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, it's just, it gets annoying sometimes when people complain about that, but the market's never going to be 100%. You know, you have to manage your risk properly according to your risk parameters. For me, I don't feel 100% confident about all these positions because the obvious reasons I just mentioned. So let me just take a screenshot of my profits. Yeah, exactly. Like Mauricio said, you know, he said market doesn't care about you or your money. Exactly. So you guys got to learn how to take profits when necessary. Or, you know, if scalping doesn't fit your trading style, then that's completely fine. There's a lot of, you know, scalping and any other type of trading really is high risk. Even if you intraday trade, you could be in a position in profit for the entire day and then it goes right into negative, you know, hours later. So there's always going to be risk involved with trading. And there you go, full T or almost. I don't know if anyone's still holding on to it, but it would have been a nice hold if I had the thick skin to hold on to that. But I'm fine with what I locked in so far. Nice. Yeah, DC caught 500 at 39. Got to practice hitting my goal and log me off CL tomorrow. Thanks, Sean. Definitely, D. We'll see you tomorrow. So I'm still taking a screenshot of my profits here. Solid. There you go. Full TP off the breakout if you guys held on to it. I didn't hold on to it because I didn't feel the confidence with this move here, obviously, but we'll be looking for any other entries. So if you guys are still, or if you guys are confused about like why we took the trade here, if you guys are new, this was a breakout entry. We're looking for the entry after market open 6:30. We confirmed the bias. Retail sentiment was bearish. Fundamentals were bearish. Technicals were bearish. Everything was bearish. We confirmed the direction momentum. We had a sell signal right here indicating momentum to the downside. We confirmed a strong candle in the direction momentum, which should have been this one right here. And yeah, we enter on the close of it. So that is an example of breakout. If you guys are new here, this is the same trade we look at every morning. It's not super difficult, but you know, you have to really know what you're looking for. So if you guys have profits to post up, feel free. I'm going to post mine up over here as well. So great work to whoever caught the full breakout. If you guys caught partial like me, that's good too. You know, profit's profit, guys. All right, let me post up my profits too. So there's my main account. Copy your MFF, MFF, and MFF. All right, so here are my accounts right here, guys. This is my main account, FTMO. I locked in a total profit of 1,395. You guys can see that green strip there indicating that I let it run to full TP for the 100 pips that I did mention. Here's my FTMO copier. I locked in 1,595. Here's my MFF. I locked in 1,370. My second MFF, 1,270. And then my third MFF, 1,370 as well. So great work, guys. If you guys caught that, if not, it's okay. We're gonna be looking for any other entries here along the way for any variations and whatnot. But in order for us to get a variation, we need to get a pullback right here or a retracement. So that's the next step here. We need to wait for that retracement and we'll catch it as it comes back down. You know, just remember, guys, you guys don't have to take like 100 trades a day, right? If you guys do take it and you guys are doing well, like someone like Kevin, you know, Kevin's a different type of beast. But you know, if you guys are okay with like a few trades a day and they're all winners, and that's great. You know, like for me, I prefer to do that. have less stress, less risk, and just consistency. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, whenever you guys look at other people's profits, you should never compare yourself to anybody else. Compare yourself to yourself, because you know that's all that really matters. You know, Kevin could be making a ton of profit, or Sisu, or Patricia, or anybody really could be making a ton of profit. It doesn't necessarily mean it's you know, you can mimic it unless you are able to trade like they do. So yeah, I mean, if you guys are good at that, great. But if not, you know, taking 1 or 2 trades a day, like I do in the morning, is just as great. So just keep that in mind, guys. But yeah, here are my profits right here. I'm just gonna keep a little, let's put a description there. The partial profit, K2, US30 breakout. Yeah, definitely. Arun said, gotta run. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate you, bro. Good luck to everyone. Be careful. Yeah, definitely, guys. So I'll see you tomorrow, Arun. And there's other profits here that people have posted. So I'm going to show you guys everyone's profits as well. So let me see if there's anything else here. There's nothing for us to take right now at the moment. We're waiting for that retracement. So when the price does retrace up, we can look for another entry. But currently right now, there is no entry for us to take at the moment. So going down the list over here, or let me just post this up real quick in the other groups. All right, solid. Alexander said, Sean, what's the name of the tool you mentioned earlier? Yeah, so if you Google, it's an add-on for MT4. It's called, search up FTMO Quick Trade Manager. It's on the FTMO website. It's pretty solid. That's what I use right now to take my trade. It's actually a lot more. I think it's, well, it's not a lot better than the DOM. It's pretty much the same thing, but it allows you to put a trailing stop. It's like built in. So it's a pretty solid tool in my opinion. Yeah, Maddie, I'll help you with that a little later. All right, so let's look at everyone else's profits real quick before we get back to the chart. So scrolling up real quick, we have Scotty over here. Scotty locked in a total of 740. Nice work, Scotty. We have Mauricio over here locked in a total profit of 6,371. Looks like he took some good entries right here for that breakout. Nice work, Mauricio. Yeah, Mauricio said he's done for the day. He's just going to listen and learn. Frazier over here as well, locked in a total of 75. He let it hit his full TP. Nice work, Frazier. That's going to help you with your trade psychology, guys. If you guys let it hit your TP, or you move your stop loss and profit and just let it run, then that's going to help you really trust the trade more and let it run to the TP that you're looking for. Mehdi over here locked in a total of 1,385. Nice work, Mehdi. Second account over here locked in a total of 1,270. Yeah, Matty got some slippage right here. He said second account took a loss when at full TP. It is what it is. So this one here hit full TP, but his copier gave him a loss for some reason. It happens. Kenny over here with a total profit of 882. Nice work, Kenny. And I think that's it for right now. Let's copy mine over here too. All right, so that's it for that group. Scrolling down here in the other K2 group, you have Kenny over here as well, 882, same one we looked at earlier. Miles over here locked in a total profit of 192 for the day. Nice work, Miles. Yeah, Miles said grateful for my little Morris. Yeah, no, it's profit's profit, guys. Doesn't matter if it's little or big. It's building blocks from there. Here's Hugo over here. Nice work. He let it hit his full TP. He pretty much held on to it the entire drop down, locked in a total profit of 4,959. So solid move right there, Hugo, with that hold. As you guys can see, price is still dropping, but we don't have that retracement yet. So unfortunately, there's no entry for us to take at the moment. Price is probably going to come down and test this low. And then it'll either bounce off it or continue dropping. So see where it goes from there. Other than that, let's go down a little further. So yeah, Miles profits right there. Milzon over here, his first account, he locked in 375. Nice work, Milzon. And then his second account over here. And my thing's lagging. First account right here, his second account, he locked in 465. Let's work off that 2 Milzon. Josh over here locked in a total of 576. Nice work, Joshua. And Maddie over here with his profits, 1,385. And then his other one in here that got that loss. So we looked at that earlier. Jay over here as well, locked in a total profit of, man, what's up with my Telegram? It's lagging today. Jay over here locked in a total profit of 1,123. Nice work, Jay, off that breakout. So as you guys can see, all these profits that I'm showing right here are just off the breakout. That's just that one trade that we just took, you know, like 10 minutes ago. We haven't taken anything else yet. Charles over here as well, total profit of 525. Nice work, Charles. All right, guys. So great work overall. I think that's it for right now. Ross over here as well. Nice work, Ross. Ross locked in a total profit of 2,075. Looks like he kind of quadruple dipped into this entry here, which is good. Off the same breakout. So nice work right there, Ross. And Ross, you might want to check out that tool I was just talking about. It's like that tool that we went over during a mentoring session, but it's actually free. It's built into FTMO. You might want to check it out. So if you want to look it up, it's called FTMO Quick Trade Manager. So you don't have to pay for your little tool that you got. It's basically the same exact tool. It's just free, and it's provided by FTMO. So, all right, we do have the retracement right here, but we don't have the retracement signal. You guys can see it's pending right there. Sometimes it comes up and then it disappears. We're waiting for it to actually close. So you provide, there you go, to provide the actual retracement. So right there, we have the pending retracement signal. And the reason why I'm calling it a retracement signal instead of a buy signal is because that's basically what it is, right? It's just retracement. And then we're expecting it to, you know, bounce off some level over here and then make its way back down. But this hasn't closed yet. So we need this to close to provide its retracement confirmation. And then from there, we can look for any possible entries back down. But the thing that you guys want to be careful for, if and when taking, you know, another trade for a sell, is that price is overextended. So if you measured price from, I don't know, from, I guess, the high over here. So this is London session. Price has been dropping for so long now. It's already dropped about 7,500 pips. And, you know, it's about due for a retracement. So you guys want to be careful with taking a sell here. I know people always get mad because they say I'm too careful, but I'm careful for a reason, right? You know, I'm not here to take any risk. I'm not here to gamble. I'm here to win. So whenever I take a trade, I make sure that, like, you know, everything's checked off. You know, it's the discipline that you guys need to have when you're trading markets like this, especially US30, because US30 is like one of the crazier assets to trade. As you guys can see, obviously, there's gonna be a lot of times where you can easily get caught on the wrong side. Understanding the market's gonna help you avoid getting caught in those moves. So right here, price is currently ranging. Price is ranging from this high to this low. Right? This is a risky time to trade because, and people are going to say that everything's risky, like I just mentioned, but this becomes riskier than directional movements, because when price is ranging like this, price can either go up or it can go down, right? And you typically want to trade when price is going down and you know that price is going down. So overall here, we do know price is going down because the retail sentiment is 62% long. So you can see a lot of people here trying to buy the dip. Right. But the thing is, I think price is going to keep dipping. So I wouldn't buy the dip. I would, you know, go with the drop. And that's what we're looking for here. So price is starting to make its way back down, but it's going to be in a range right here. So once price gets tighter, that's when I'm going to start looking for some sells. But currently right now, price is still not tight enough for me to really take any entries here, because it's still ranging. So I'm expecting it to create a low, come back up, create a high, create a low, and then it's going to start getting tighter, like a tighter range like this. And once we get this tighter range, then we can catch the breakout or push and push continuation to the downside. But right now it's just establishing a low. So just let it establish that low, let it push up, establish a high. It'll get tighter and then it'll probably break out to the downside. Todi's asking, Sean, how do you determine that price is starting to range? So that's why it's good to draw these high lows here. Like, so for me personally, you can tell it's ranging because you have the high there and you have the low, and you can see price isn't really breaking out of these areas. Price just keeps going back and forth. So that's how I see it. If you draw the lines there for the high lows, you can kind of tell that it's ranging. Let me get a little rectangle tool over here. So it started ranging from like this point right here when I drew this high low, and this is how I can see that it's starting to range. If price breaks below here, then obviously it's going to break out of the range. Or same with the opposite direction. If price was to break above here, then I would consider it moving directional to the upside. So it's just for me, like, seeing it on the chart. I don't necessarily like know for sure it's ranging, but when I draw the lines here, then I can see the better picture to confirm that it is ranging. Like, for example, over here, you could identify this as price ranging earlier until it finally broke below from that point. So I mean, it just comes to practice. Like, I don't really have to think that, okay, price is ranging. Like, I just look at the price, and if it's going back and forth like this within a high and a low, then I can confirm that it is, in an actual range. So it's doing exactly what I mentioned, guys. So I said right here is going to establish a low, which it did. I'm waiting for it to push back up right here, slightly establish a high, and the range there is just going to get tighter. Once it gets tighter, then I can start looking for any possible entries. Here we go with this sell. I know there's a possible. Yeah, Maddie said liquidity on the downside might get a triple confluence of high low. Yeah, if it breaks below here, Maddie, we could, but this one wouldn't be established yet. Let's see. I would actually want it to push up a little further before we get that high low, because I want this here to be established. In order for it to be established, we need about like 4 or 5 candles to pass it. There's only been 1 candle, so kind of wanted to push up a little bit, or even just go sideways, push up a little bit, go sideways. But one thing to be mindful about is that news is going to come up in about 7 minutes. So this red line right here is for news. I know it's low impact, but it can still affect the market. It's just going to be a matter of waiting for it. So right here, this low has been invalidated. There's no more low right there. We'll see if this closes below this line. If it does, then this would technically be a triple confluence. If it doesn't, this would be a pivot scalp. Not one that I'm really looking to take, because it's still going to be within the range. So no pivot scalp there, but even if it did close, it'd still be within this range. So it's not one that I necessarily be too fond to take. Be this one right here. Pivot scalp. If it does close, but you can see that the volatility here is starting to die down a bit. Let's see, Todi said, I asked because sometimes it's quite relative. For some people, the price is in the range when price makes several times high low in a range. Yeah, no, it makes sense, Todi. Like, the thing with the range here is, like, you don't really know if it's actually ranging until it's confirmed, right? So for example, here, I already identified the range when, this high and this low is here, but I didn't know if price was going to break outside or below it, right? So I couldn't guarantee that it was in a range, but from my experience and from, seeing the chart so often, I kind of anticipated it to be in a range already because one thing that you can also take into consideration, Tony, is that when price moves directional, and you guys see this pattern all the time, price will move directional and then it goes sideways, right? That's when it goes into a range. Same with this right here on open right here, price move directional, right? And then what happens after it moves directional? It goes sideways. So that's why I knew it was already in a range. It's like little things like that you don't really think about, but typically the market will move in phases. So since we already had a bearish push right here for the breakout for that sell, I already knew price was going to go into a range because that's typically what happens. Now that price is in this range, it's going to break out and it's going to continue in a direction, right? So that's I guess that's a better explanation as to like how I knew it was going into a range. It's just market phases. You'll see price go sideways, or you'll see it go directional, then it'll go sideways, then it'll either correct back up, go sideways, and then etc. Yeah, I think that'll probably help you anticipate it more, Tony. Basically whenever it's moving directional, you can anticipate it to go into a range. So right here, now that price is ranging, I'm anticipating it to go directional. As soon as this range is done with. So there was a pivot scalp right there. I don't know if you guys caught that. It happened really quickly. There was a pivot scalp. Unfortunately, I didn't take it. I missed it. And then now price is now breaking below this this liquidity. There was an area of liquidity right here, and it's probably going to push down to the next level. But we have news right here, so I'm not looking to take anything just yet. Nice. So John actually took that pivot scalp. I was trying to explain this to you guys earlier, like when this pivot scalp came, but news is coming up shortly, so I'm not looking to take anything at the moment. I just don't want to get caught in a trade where news happens and then it ends up going the opposite way. But it's probably going to push down and test this next level right here. We'll see. Let me just scroll up from the chat, guys. Sorry if you guys put something in the chat earlier and I didn't get to you guys. I was too focused on the charts. So I didn't see what everyone put over here. Let me just check real quick to see if I missed anything. I just saw your message, E. He said he took 300 about 3 times, look back at social trader tools, it got like 200 profit. Yeah, I know I think the spread on MFF is kind of screwing people over. I'm not sure what the spread is looking like because I don't have it as my main account, but the spread on FTMO right now is 110. I started to notice that last week, that MFF spread was kind of screwed up. So I'm not sure if anyone's having any issues with them, but it's something we got to deal with. That's why I only recommend you guys use FTMO first. If you guys max out your FTMO, then go over to MFF, but I wouldn't recommend going to MFF before you max out your FTMO accounts. See if there's anything else here that I'm missing. I think that's it for right now. Gotcha. Yeah. So E said on MFF, it's currently, the spread is 140. So it's a little off. It's not super off, but it is a little off. And you guys can see that from my own profits here as well. You can see my FTMO accounts gave me a lot more profit compared to my my MFF. It's probably off by a couple $100. Not a huge deal, but it does make a difference. Fern said, pass my challenge today. Planning to merge my 100K funded once we're done here. Thank you, Sean. Life-changing profits about to be made. Nice, Fern. So Fern over here took a big profit off the breakout right here this morning, made 2,754. He also traded NASDAQ right here for a buy, blocking a total profit of 20,000 for the week. So he's done with this account. Nice. Great work, Fern. So you just passed this challenge. Looks like you're going on to verification and should be funded soon. It's another couple weeks. Yeah, Maddie said they give you less than half TP, then blame it on slippage and spread. Yeah, that's the problem with like working with a lot of these other, I guess, funding companies. You don't really have to say, right? sucks, but it's also it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Because the thing is, I'm milking these, these funding companies for what they're worth. So I don't really complain because I don't want to get on their bad side and have them like ban me from their funding company. So like whenever I have a loss or if I have an issue with them, it's kind of, I just, it's water under the bridge because I've made more profit than I've lost using their funding. So that's why I just kind of accept it. I know a lot of you guys want to fight for it and like push for it, but realistically, it's like you guys are getting a lot, a big opportunity from using, these funded accounts. So until there's like a better company out there, right now it's like I don't want to get on FTMO's bad side or MFF because those are the two main ones that I use that have been overall pretty reliable. So here's the news right here, guys. You can see prices are dropping. Let me go ahead and mark up news price right here. I'm also going to mark up opening price over here. There we go. So we have opening price right there, news price right here. Can't even tell what this candle closed like. It was a red candle. Take this off. And you can see that price is now reacting to the news, right? It always blows my mind when people say that news doesn't affect the market. I mean, it's pretty clear here that news does affect the market because news happened right here at 7. You can see prices reacting to the news. It doesn't necessarily have to like make the market go crazy, but price does get affected when there's news. So like, let me check the news real quick. News was, it was positive. So positive news, big spike to the upside, or not like a big spike, but price did spike to the upside right here. It was a reaction to the news, right? So this is why I don't trade news. A lot of people try to trade news and it's really gambling, guys, because like you guys can see the big spike right here. If you guys were to trade news right here at 7 o'clock, you're basically gambling because price went both ways. It went down like 500 pips and it went up 500 pips. So unless your stop loss is really, really wide, you might get caught on, in bad trade right here. So that's why I avoid news completely. There's news price right there. You can see prices rejecting off it. Price did come down, hit this low. Looks like it created another area of liquidity below here. So now we have liquidity down here, which is good. I'm waiting for this to retrace up. This is pretty much what we were looking for earlier. Retracement, and then we can catch it as it comes back down. But we need that retracement signal to close. So it did close right there, perfect. Now price is starting to make its way back down. See, Maddie said pattern played out on the 1 minute, high-low rejection. Didn't take it, it's not going towards our bias. Yeah, no, it played out perfectly, Maddie. Off the old one right there. I've been marking it up here on the 15. So if you guys remember that strategy I was talking to you guys about last week, I'm still following it. I'm going to forward test it here. If I see any entries, I'll take it on the 15, but these entries barely come up. So it's got to wait for it to make its way back around. Nice. Kurt said, yeah, you said might try going for 9 pips instead of 10 with MFF, see if it's better. Or what you can do as well is you can have your MFF as your main account. That's like one thing that you can do. I was going to do that, but I like this FTMO tool. So I think I'm going to stick with FTMO for right now. Here's another pivot scalp entry, guys. If it closes, about 30 seconds left on it. This might be an okay entry because it's going to be pushing towards the liquidity below here. But it needs to actually close with that sell signal. Yeah, I might create another low to push it a little lower. and closed. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just created another low right here. Waiting for it to close, but it didn't. So it's just building up liquidity right here on the bottom side. Hitting liquidity right there. It's what he said, maybe triple confluence. Yeah, possibly. "30 seconds left on this candle." The cool thing with this FTMO tool as well is that they have a candle timer on there. So it's kind of like FTMO where it has a timer right here, but it has it on your MT4. So it's pretty solid. Let's see if this closes with the sell signal. I don't like the way the candle is moving. So if this does close, I'm probably not going to take it, guys, for the pivot scalp, because you can see right here, it's having trouble making its way down further. Yeah, Maddie said he doesn't like the movement either. Looks like a lot of the selling power right here is starting to die down. It was trying to make its way down, but it didn't. It couldn't, like, it couldn't make that full push. So no entry for the pivot scalp. It never closed with the sell signal. It's all good. Here, I'll put the link over here, guys. So if you guys are in the Zoom, I'm posting the link right here. There you go, guys. If you guys are in the Zoom, check out the chat. I posted the link there for the quick trade manager. You just got to download it under your downloads on FTMO, their website, and then it has directions right there on installing it. I think it's a pretty cool tool. It's like, I mean, it looks nicer than DOM too. It's the same number. So if you're using the DOM feature with the automatic TP stop loss, it's going to be the same thing. You put 3,000 is equal to 300, 1,000 is equal to 100 pips. Yeah, and everything's on there. So Akil's got it right there as well. No problem, Akil. All right, so we have the retracement right here. You can see where price is rejecting from. It's rejecting off the news price right there. Tony said, Sean, is it working better than DOM? I personally think, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like just like the DOM, but I haven't had any issues with it. So I do think it's just as good, if not better. There's more there's more tools to it, or there's more features to it than the DOM. So yeah, I would recommend using it if you could get it on yours. It also has news there too. So there's like a news button. You can click on it. It pulls up the news for you. So you don't have to pull up like Forex Factory. They pull the news directly from Forex Factory. So you could have the actual news there as well. And I was hoping this would be a V1, but it's not. It isn't align. Would have been nice. Would have been nice if it's a double body or even a double wick if price pushes up higher. But you can see where price is rejecting from. You can see this green candle right here wick directly off the news price. So this might be coming, back down right here. Let's see if this closes actually for a pivot scalp maybe. But I still don't like the way it's moving. As you guys can see, price is kind of back in the range again. It's I don't really see it moving directional right now. So here's the directional move. I'm going to show you guys where price is currently going. So initially right here on open, we had the directional move. Price then went sideways and dropped down again. And now it's back into the range. So I don't like the range phase right here. Price continues to drop and great, but if it keeps ranging, there's just no point in taking anything yet until it moves back in the direction. Yeah, there's no V3 right here. Stop loss is just way too small. I just saw your message, Kenny. Kenny said, "LOL, now I just have to save up for a computer." Yeah, no, I mean, you're doing really well for trading on your phone, Kenny. That's all I gotta say. Kenny here, like you guys have seen Kenny's profits. Kenny posts his profits like daily. He's doing pretty good, and he's basically gonna pass his challenge. So I don't know if you're trading on your phone like this whole time, Kenny. But if that's the case, you're doing pretty good because I can't trade on, even I can't trade on my phone. So you're if this continues to work for you, then I would just stick on your phone. It doesn't work for me because I can't use the tool that I like to use. Like you guys can't put a DOM on your phone, and the price does move kind of quickly, so it's kind of difficult to get in and out of trades, especially if you're scalping. Yeah, Kurt said he trades off his phone too. Yeah, for some people it works. For me, I'm just not a phone trader. It's too it just moves too fast for me to be trading on my phone. Yeah, Tony said business idea, Sean. Build a MT4 DOM for mobile app. Yeah, I know, right? That'd be cool. I mean, it's probably possible at some point. I just don't know how to. I don't. It'd probably be cool, like on TradingView though, not necessarily on MT4 because MT4 is so dated. Gosh, yeah. Kenny said, yeah. I watch on my iPad and take trades on my iPhone. Nice. All right, guys. So here goes the retracement that we've been waiting for. Now that this high here has been broken, you can see that this range from earlier is still intact. So the same range that we were looking at from this morning, this high here never got broken. So let's see if price breaks out of this range. So this range phase is still going. This high, this low, price is just going. It's a big range. One thing that you want to look out for if price breaks above here, if price ends up breaking above here, retest and continues pushing, then this could, be a reversal, or I mean, I guess a temporary reversal. Probably come back here, retest opening price, and then come right back down. It's one thing to look out for. But right now, I still see price in a range. New high established right there. I was hoping we get a pivot scalp down here, but we never got it. But price is still in range right now, so I'm waiting for it to break out of the range before I take any directional movements. Yeah, Maddie said might get a V3, but risky. Yeah, and I agree too, Maddie, because it's news prices right here. So a couple of red flags that you guys want to look out for. News prices right here. And prices in the range. I think the stop loss would be too tight. Yeah, so no V3 right there. Stop loss was too tight. Here goes, price pushes up. I think what might happen here is price will push up. It'll create an area of liquidity. So you can see right here, price is pushing up. If it pushes up somewhere right here, then this would be another area of liquidity right there, right? So we got liquidity down here. Liquidity up there is just basically preparing for that breakout. That's bound to happen eventually. Thanks, Peter. Peter just posted a link for Biden. Looks like Biden is speaking today. Says Biden speaks in 1 hour. President Biden awards the Medal of Honor to 4 U.S. Army soldiers who fought in the Vietnam War. Yeah, so it's not relevant to the economics, but I don't know what Biden's going to say. He'll say something that's going to affect the market one way or the other. So just keep in mind that if you guys do trade after the live, Biden will be speaking. I'm not going to be trading after the live, so I mean that's a heads up that you guys should probably not trade, but something to keep in mind. There's a possible V1 right here that's setting up. Let's see. Yeah, possible V1 here, but I don't think I'm going to take. Are you going to take it, Maddie? No, maybe not even a V1 there if it pushes up. No, it's too close. I'm not going to take it. Like I would only take it if it's like super clear. Um, looks like it's gonna hit though. Actually, there was no body there. Yeah, you're right, Matty. At the last second, it pushed up. I mean, it was like it was too hard to tell whether it was a double body or not. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Maddie said the candle closed as a blue doji. Yeah, it's all good. I'm gonna wait for the next one. I don't like I want to know for sure if it's like an actual valid entry or not. Man, that would have been nice though if it closed right, May. If it closed right here, would have been a good entry, but yeah, C6 said there's a signal on the 5-minute. Oh gosh, yeah. So this one right here that closed actually closes a buy signal. Possible pivot scalp here that is coming up. All right, let's see. Kenny over here sent me his. This is a DOM, Kenny. I don't know. You could have the DOM on here, but does this automatically set your TP stop loss? Sorry, guys, I'm having my freaking allergies. Yeah, Kenny, is this like? I mean, it's pretty cool if you can set the DOM up on here. If it sets up your TP stop loss, I think this is one-click trading, but I'm not sure if it's like if it sets your TP stop loss. Or I don't know if you're joking. You might be joking too. So no entry here off the pivot scalp, guys. Unfortunately, it didn't close as a valid sell signal, so there was no pivot scalp off that. There's nothing for us to take really at the moment. I was waiting for this to close, and if you guys are wondering, why it wasn't, it was because it was an invalid signal. For the pivot scalp, you need a valid K2 momentum signal. In order for it to be valid, you'll have a sell signal with a red candle within it, something like this right here. This would be a valid pivot scalp. It wasn't available here. Yeah, I would have taken it if it closed, Maddie. Fortunately, it didn't. Now price is pushing right back down. It's getting close to news price right here. So when price reaches this pink line, one of two things are going to happen. Price is either going to bounce off it or it's going to break below and continue dropping from this point. However, overall, price is still in a range. So this range here hasn't been broken yet. It's going to break eventually. But at the moment, it's still ranging. Let's see. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Kenny said, I don't know, I turned my phone sideways, but I've never taken that. Was wanting now. Yeah, I don't think that's a DOM tool. Kenny, I think, well, I mean, this tool here that you have, this button here is just to automatically enter a buy or sell, but it's not necessarily a DOM tool. A DOM has it has all the prices that come up. I don't think it's possible on the phone app. You need it on the actual computer. See, Patrick posted his profits over here. He locked in a total profit of 5,799. Great work right here, Patrick. Looks like he traded in the direction of bias. So there's your, I think this was a breakout earlier, right? Or a trade after it, I think. He locked in a total profit of 1,074. I can kind of tell from the timestamp here, but not really sure. But it looks good. So solid work right there, Patrick. Way to trade in the direction of the bias. This is why bias is really important. You guys can literally take sells here with a wide enough stop loss and almost always hit. Not that I recommend you guys trade that way, but you guys can see if you confirm the sell bias, market open right here at 630. If you took any sells from up here, I mean, eventually it hits your TP, right? Because you're trading in the direction of bias. So I'm hoping price keeps dumping down. I anticipate it too. Let's see. I'm gonna post up in the K2 group real quick. Yeah, just tagged you in that, Maddie. Yeah, no, exactly. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at the other chat. Let me just. Yeah, I'm hoping price drops down here, hits liquidity, and just wipes out all the people who are buying. So we'll see. But I think overall price will continue dropping. This will just be, I mean, you can see a lot of people are trying to buy the dip. I hope more people buy the dip because as more people enter this long side, you guys can see the number here is increasing. So Maddie, you can see it's 65% now. As more people buy, I think price is going to continue dropping. So my bias is still for a sell. Seeing it to drop, hit liquidity, and pretty much knock out all the buyers right here. Because this is pretty much where everyone sets their stop loss, right? I can anticipate a lot of stop losses being set right here for people who are buying because they think, you know, this is the lower support. I think price is going to come here and knock everybody out and then maybe come back up. I think that's what might happen, right? It'll come back, it'll come down here, knock everybody out. Once everyone's knocked out, then it'll make its way back up. So we'll see where it goes from there. That's my anticipation. So we'll see. Yeah, no, exactly. See, Maddie. I'll show you guys later what it said in there. But here we go. Price is coming down, hitting liquidity. This is why I don't trade against the bias. A lot of people try to counter trend trade or counter bias trade, I guess. But I always trade in the direction of bias. So it's good to take sells right here. I wouldn't take any bias. I would only take sells if I see anything, but I don't see anything right now. So unfortunately, there's no sells for us to take, but I do think price is going to come down, hit liquidity, and then maybe drop further. Sweet spots can be somewhere around this area right here. I want to see all the buyers get stopped out. All right. Yeah, Pat said pending 3-minute pivot scalp. Let me check on the 3-minute real quick. Yeah, possibly. If it closes, keeps bouncing around that area. So what I see right here is I see a lot of liquidity getting built up. What I can tell from here is that price is starting to set up, right? I think a lot of people, every time price comes below here, there's a lot of buy limits right here as well, because people think price is going to push up. So people who are buying the dip, they have buy limits right here. So if you guys are familiar with how buy limit orders work, they're basically pending buy orders. So when price comes down here, it triggers the orders and then it just buys. That's why price pushes up slightly. But I think this momentum and bias right here is finally gonna, it's just basically filling all these orders. And as it fills these orders, it pushes price up. But then I think at some point, you know, the market maker is just going to screw everybody over. Whoever's buying right here, the market maker, whoever has power to push price is just going to dump price below here, stop everybody out, and then they'll just take the opposite direction. There was, I forgot, someone posted something like a video of like this big institution, and you guys have probably seen it before. If you guys have been in the group where it's like a bunch of guys in a room that are part of an institution or some market maker, and they're basically like watching price drop, and they're like laughing as they see price stop people out, and they just like mess with it. They manipulate price. And that's kind of what I see right here. I see price, they're basically luring in a lot of buyers here around this area. Once there's enough buyers, they'll spike it down, stop everybody out, and then they'll push price up, right? And that's kind of what I see here. I could probably see price come and hit liquidity. Once it hits liquidity, then it'll come right back up. So here goes, price drops lower. I don't want to get caught in this manipulation though, so I'm not going to dive into anything unless we have some sort of valid entry to take. There's no entry to take here aside from liquidity. But even at that, I'm not looking to take a move that's too risky like that, because I might just get caught in slippage. And if I get caught in slippage, I'll be stuck in the trade. So this here is still pending, but it's not yet established. This side your post, CC and Maddie. All right, so it's 7:30 right now. Not really much going on. Price is just ranging. See if the number here is increasing. Yeah, Maddie said market is messing with retail pretty hard right now. Whoever is entering trades. Yeah, exactly. So this is why we're sitting out of the market right now, because I mean, if you're in a trade right now, you probably would be going crazy at this moment, right? Because price is just going sideways. So it doesn't matter if you're in a buy or a sell. I'm pretty sure you'd probably be tripping out right now, because if you're looking for a buy here and then you're kind of just waiting for it to push up, you're anticipating that push to the upside. However, if your stop loss is like right here, kind of tight, you're anticipating getting stopped out, right? So vice versa, if you're in a sell, same situation. Like if you're taking a buy here, like say if you took a buy right there and your stop loss is just like sitting right here, right? You're kind of tripping out because you're like waiting for it to push up. Vice versa, if you're taking a sell right here, like if you're trying to catch the liquidity, which is okay, but I wouldn't risk it because you're basically gambling. Your stop loss is like right there too, right? So it's just not a good place to be trading, because you don't want to be trading when price isn't doing anything, because at any given moment, you might get stopped out. Like for example, if you're taking a sell here, you might get stopped out and then price comes back down, hits your TP. Vice versa, if you're taking a buy here, same situation, right? If you take a buy at some point over here, your stop loss could get triggered before it actually, pushes up. So not really looking to be caught in anything right here. As you guys can see, liquidity is just getting built around this whole area. This low just got set, so there's more liquidity right here. But realistically, there's not much going on. You can see right here, these candles, they're all rejecting off this pink line, which is the news price. There we go with that. Retracement signal, which is perfectly fine. Thanks, Melazon. And Melazon said price is at Friday's session. So let me check over here. Good to know, Melazon. So it's actually in an area that we shouldn't really be trading in anyways. So the heads up. All right, so look at that liquidity below. There's a lot of liquidity right here. So I'm expecting if price drops below here, it's going to just dump and pretty much knock out people's stop losses for buying. There we go. It hits liquidity. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm like so tempted to take a sell here for 100 pips, but I'm not going to do it. At that point, I'm going against my own rules. I'm going against my own discipline. So I was tempted to take a sell here off the liquidity and just go for 100 pips, but no, I'm going to sit out. It doesn't matter how long you've been trading, the FOMO still kicks in. So I'm gonna sit on my hands right now and just watch it. I not that I don't think it's gonna hit, but this is it's a super risky move. I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably thinking about entering this right here too. It's just not a good area to trade because price is just ranging. If price is moving directional, then yeah, great. I would take a liquidity push that's been sitting there for a while. But right now, it's not a good area. It's just establishing lower lows. So you can see this lower low here. coming up. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. And now that that liquidity there has been pretty much knocked out, there's another area of liquidity that is developing right down here. I just need price to get right here. This is like a key area. Once it breaks this area of liquidity, price might just keep dropping even further. Let's take a look at the heat map. Heat map over here is pretty bearish. I'm not really looking to take any. I mean, there's really no reason to take any buys unless you're gambling, right? If you're trying to bet on buying the dip, then yeah, it makes sense. But right here, just looking at the fundamentals with regard to the index, it's completely red. It's down 628 points. Retail sentiment here, everyone's trying to buy the dip, not trying to do what everyone else is doing. I'm trying to do the opposite. Stock index right here for US30 is pretty much completely red. There's one green stock, Nike, which is at 1 point. It's nothing. This isn't going to overhaul the entire US30, right? One green stock here. So I do think price is going to continue maybe dropping a little further, but who knows? We'll see where it goes from there. But I do want price to drop back here, knock out the rest of the liquidity, because I don't think there's anything else below it. Let me check. Zoom out. There's another area of liquidity, but it's like way down here. But as you guys can see, nothing's really going on. This range here is still ranging. We had this bearish drop on open. Now price has just been ranging between this low and this, or this high and this low for the past, I guess, hour now. Let's check the date range. So yeah, price has been ranging for about 45 minutes, a little over 45 minutes, close to an hour. The breakout's coming. It's just going to be a matter of time, you know, but this range here hasn't been broken yet. It is getting tighter though, which is a good thing. Nice. So Tasha over here just posted her profits. She locked in a total of 1,168. Nice work, Tasha. Oh, she said she took the loss by accident. It's all right. You're still overall in profit. So looks good. Charles over here as well posted his profits, locked in a total profit of 786 for the day. Nice work, Charles. Mauricio over here. Thought Mauricio was done. Didn't he say you were done? Yeah, he said damn FOMO. Yeah, because I remember earlier Mauricio said he was just going to watch and listen, but he took some trades here. Looks like for gold, one US30 trade, total profit of 15,027 for the day. Nice work, Mauricio. Yeah, if you guys want to try these strategies on other assets, you know, you guys are more than welcome. You can see here Mauricio took some pretty good sells for gold, so pretty solid. New high. I feel like a lot of the people who are buying right now are getting played with, right? Because I feel like a lot of people are trying to buy the dip here, and people think price is going to push up, which it might not. Who knows? There's no guarantee to really know exactly where price is going. But my guess is that they're just stacking up buyers right here. So as price continues to range right here, I feel like a lot of people are trying to buy. And then as soon as there's enough buyers, they're just going to spike price down and stop everybody out. So there we go. As price comes back further, you know, in the direction of the bias. Madhu said, so for the new FTMO tool, do you have your TP stop loss sets at 1030? It's the same as the DOM. So it still sets to 3,000, 1,000. Madhu. It shows on your FTMO tool. So if you put the number in there for your points, I know it says points, but it really means pips. If you set your number in your points, it'll tell you how much you're risking. It'll say like the US dollar amount. So that's how you can determine how much it's worth. If you put in 10 points, you're going to see that it's like going to be worth like 10 cents, probably depending on your lot size. But it'll change as you interchange the numbers. So there goes. Price drops lower at this point. Possible pivot scalp closing right here, but it is going to be a bit of a tight entry or not. was hoping it closed, but it didn't. No. Looks like it might be invalid or not. Yeah, so no entry there for the pivot scalp. Price is dropping right here. Create another area of liquidity. And I don't like how the market's moving. So if this closes a pivot scalp, I think I might just wrap it up for the day myself, my profits, because there's no direction set. As I mentioned, you don't want to trade when prices ranging. I do see that there's a possible pivot scalp entering here or closing, but overall price is still ranging. So if price was moving below here, then yeah, great. If you had like a triple confluence or something like that, then great. But we don't have that right now. We just have basically a range. If we do get a sell signal and it closes below this line, then yeah, maybe I'll catch it for a triple confluence. But right now, there just isn't anything for us to take. So this is a triple confluence that I was looking for. Confirm overall bias. We have that as a sell. Valid K2 momentum signal. Trend meter is where it was red. You can see right here, it's turning red and blue. And it would confirm the direction. So. But here we go back into the range. It's going to push up a little higher. So much for the pivot scalp or triple confluence. Price is now back into the range. Yeah, Charles said market's been playing around the bottom liquidity area. I agree. So now price is pushing up right here. I'm assuming they're lowering in some more buyers again. And then it's probably going to come right back down. So let's see, retail sentiment was, it's just increasing. So you can see here the number is increasing. It was at 65, now it's 66. It's just more buyers entering the market, which is a good and bad thing. It's a good thing because it's going to be more lopsided for a sell, but it's a bad thing because it just pushed price back into the range. So there's just no direction set. Kurt said, Sean, it's crazy how before I didn't even care about retail bias, but now I realize how important it is. LOL. Yeah, no, it is super important. There's a possible V1 coming up right here, but I'm not going to take it. Obvious reasons. There's no, the main thing is that price is still in the range. If price was to break out of this range, then I'd be all for taking entries. Like if price was to break below here, maybe a retest and come back lower, then I'd be looking for sells. Perfect. But right now there's no clear direction. If we get into any trades here, you might just get caught in the range. So that high has been invalidated. Here we go as price continues in the same direction. So this high right here got broken. But this isn't the high that we're looking for. We're looking for this high here to get broken for the direction to be set. So this high got broken. We'll see if it finally breaks out of this range here. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's rejecting off this high right here. All right, so you guys can see that this candle here wicked directly off this high. Didn't break above it, it's still in range. So I wouldn't be surprised if price just ends up coming right back down. It's still ranging. So the same range that we drew up earlier, Kodi, this is one that we were talking about earlier, right? Has been broken. This high and this low. Or I guess this low now. Since then. Actually, this low hasn't been broken yet. But there's a lot of liquidity right there. So now that we've zoomed in a bit closer, you guys can see there's a lot of liquidity right here. So if and when price does make its way back down, which I do think it will, I think once it breaks past this area of liquidity, it's going to spike all the way down past this one right here. past this area. Yeah, Charles did bounce off high low, smacked, didn't take it though. Yeah, Maddie, I don't know if you saw that. Do you guys see that? So this is the same strategy that I apply on the 15-minute. I didn't take it myself, but if you guys remember, we're looking for a wick rejection in the direction of our bias, which we would have had right there. And you could have taken it for a little push. I don't apply it on the lower time frames, but I know some of you guys do. For whoever's back testing and playing around with it, it would have been a nice entry right there. So I'm not sure if you saw it, Maddie. Your brother did see it though. And there we go. Price comes right back down. Right back down into this range. I'm sure a lot of buyers got their hopes up when they saw price spike up right here, and then it just came right back down. So let's see if there's anything else. There just isn't anything to take. I was hoping there'd be something here. All right. No entry. I was hoping if this closed with the sell signal, then we'd have a pivot scalp, the same pivot scalp we've been waiting for the past, I don't know, 40 minutes now. Patrick said 3-minute V3. So this never closed. Yeah, possibly a V3 right here. Closes at least 500 pips. So it doesn't meet the requirements right here, Patrick. Unfortunately, it did earlier when you mentioned it, when it was down here. It'd have the minimum stop loss requirement. But unfortunately, no entry there. So looking at the V3 here, minimum stop loss on the 1 minute would be 300 pips, 500 on any higher time frame. So since this is a 300 pip or 3-minute time frame, we need at least 500 pips for it to. I know it would have been good if it closed though, Patrick. Definitely. So nothing off that, nothing off this either. Over here. I mean, overall price still in the range. So even if we got something here, I wouldn't take it. Like for example, right here, we do have a pivot scalp. Price is still ranging though, so I'm not looking to take it. It's within this tighter range. Also, we have news price right here. So this is a pivot scalp that we've been waiting for, but it's going to be stuck in this range right here. It's too late for me to enter. It's happened too quickly. It's too close to the news price, so that's why I wouldn't want to take it, but that'd technically be a pivot scalp. I don't know if anyone's thinking about taking it. Yeah, I was tempted. I was going to hit sell, but I didn't. Yeah, it's too close to news price right here. So I'm not looking to take it, unfortunately. Nice. Mauricio took it. So full TP right there if you guys got it. Mauricio said, I took it. FOMO and overdrive today. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like you hit your TP, Mauricio. So if you took it, nice work. I didn't take it. It was too close to news. If you guys forgot about the red flags or if you guys are new here, basically these are areas where I avoid trades whenever price is near sessions, opening price and news price. News price was right here, this pink line. So that's why I didn't want to take it. But obviously you can see it did hit TP. I was really tempted to take it just like Mauricio here. Mauricio actually did enter the trade. So he did hit his TP off that. It's just a wacky market today, and it's typical for, long holiday weekend plus NFP. I call it NFT sometimes still. I don't know if anyone's still in an NFT market. All my friends that were in NFTs aren't really in it anymore. It looks like the crypto market is still, it's moving pretty crazy. Let me see if we can pull up Bitcoin. I know some of you guys have been trading some of the strategies for Bitcoin on the weekends. But yeah, this thing is still dropping. Crazy. Yeah, so that would have been nice entry. And then here it's hitting liquidity. I'm hoping it spikes down and stops everybody out. And that's exactly what's happening right here. There we go. It did exactly what we anticipated. So everyone here who was looking to take buys pretty much just got stopped out because I could see all of the liquidity sitting right here. You can see all the buyers pretty much got screwed. Let me see this over here real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, guys. I'm gonna take a. I'll just show. Sorry, guys. I just find this funny, so I'm gonna post this up with. All right, guys. There you go, Sisu and Maddie. So unfortunately, no entry here for me to take. There would have been a cool pivot scalp right there that I did mention, but I didn't take it, obviously. Nice to see that Mauricio caught it, or if anyone else here caught it, great work. It's just too risky of an entry. It's too close to opening to news price. Looks like there are some more profits here that were posted. Mauricio over here said, strategies work on all trading assets. Yeah, and I agree too, Mauricio. That's why you can use it on Bitcoin. I mean, forex, whatever you really want to trade, as long as you back test it to confirm. Patrick over here said, yeah, done for the day. He took the sell there that we just discussed, the one that we were just looking at, the pivot scalp. And Patrick locked in a total profit of 6,000. Let me see if I can update this. 6,592. So great work to you guys here taking trades off my analysis. Unfortunately, I missed it myself, but you guys did take it. So good job paying attention and listening. Patrick locked in a total of 6,592 for the day. And then Mauricio, who took the other sell over here, locked in a total profit of 19,000 for the day. He took the sell right there that we just discussed, this pivot scalp, and Mauricio hit it big right there. 1,885. Looks like he took the pivots. You took the pivot scalp. You also took the liquidity push. So he kind of stacked up 3 trades right here. So great work, Mauricio. And this is why you don't trade against the bias, right? A lot of people say that, or not a lot of people, but I hear people criticize my bias requirement here. And I know some people did take some buys, just got stopped out. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, the bias here is key. We knew that price was going to drop because we had our retail sentiment over here, 65% long. I mean, we already knew price was going to come down. We had the bias here. This indicated to take sells. Our fundamentals here indicated to take sells. Heat map was completely red. There's no reason to take any buys here unless you're gambling, right? So if you guys trade in the direction of bias, if you guys followed my analysis, you know, everything here played out exactly how we anticipated. Price was in the range right here. It finally broke out of it and it continued dropping lower. However, there's no entry for us to take. If there was a high-low scalp or anything that we can take below here, then great, but I'm not going to take a trade just because, you know, it broke below this point. There has to be some sort of entry. But yeah, you guys can see here that the analysis played out perfectly. We had the direction right here, went into a range, dropped lower, and now we're back in the directional push to the downside in the direction of bias. So yeah, Mauricio said going against the bias is like spitting against the wind. Yeah, no, and I agree. That's why I always use a bias. It's gonna be the first, you know, the first thing for you guys to confirm there. So great work, guys. Other than that, nice work, Yusuf. I just saw your trade that you took right there. All right, guys, solid. Yeah, Patrick said when I first started trading, the trend is your friend. Now more accurately, bias is king. Yeah, and I agree with you, Patrick. That's how I used to trade before too. I used to trade with technicals. That's why if you guys look at our bias here, the technicals are always going to be last. Some people use technicals first, which is completely fine. If you're trading like intraday or swing trading, then yeah, that makes sense. But if you're trading scalping, the bias makes most sense because you're going for these quick pushes. So this is the rank of importance for me. It's retail sentiment, fundamentals, and technicals. Technicals always last for me because this just provides me with my entry. Everything else provides the overall direction, which is a sell. I hear prices coming in a retest. This is you guys have seen this pattern before. It's a break and retest. Price broke below. It's coming back for the retest. And then possible continuation back to the downside. I'm going to clean this up here because this is already all knocked out. So we are moving directional right now. However, possible retracement back up. So let me just draw a rectangle right here to show you where the range was. So this was the range right here. Price is now moving directional to the downside, but you're going to expect a retracement. So like, for example, right here, I think price might retrace up to, this is why you might want to be a bit careful taking some entry here. This might be the retracement, or it can retrace up a little higher to this area. But I do think eventually it'll come back down and then test this area below here. Kurt said 11 trades in a row I won since last week. Dude, since market open, I've been holding a sell. My TP was 450. Sean, do you think price will push up now? I mean, price could retrace, but I don't think it's going to reverse just yet, Kurt, because the bias is still strong for a sell. But so here's the thing, the problem with this too. Remember how I was mentioning that it was going to hit everyone's stop losses here who was taking a buy? Price may push back up at this point now to lure in some more buyers. Once there's more buyers, price will just dump right back down. So that's why you want to be careful with the retracement. I don't think price is going to completely reverse. I think price may retrace, but not completely reverse. And the reason for that is because bias is still a sell. Until this starts to shift, and yeah, we'll maybe see price swing the other way, but currently right now, looks like a lot of people here who are buying are getting pretty much slaughtered right now. It's crazy because you guys can see where all the retail traders are trading. Everyone here is trying to buy the dip, but price just keeps dipping, right? I think there's like a lot of memes for that. Let me see. Buying the dip. So there's let me show you guys this real quick. So if you guys just look at the memes right here, there's like so many memes for it. It's like, I just bought the dip, but it keeps dipping and you have nothing to, like, his face is just like so uneasy. He's like, buy the dip. Because this is how like a lot of I see a lot of signal groups, they tell people buy the dip and they just keep telling them to buy the dip and they keep saying to buy more, but it just keeps dipping. You know, same with this, bought the dip, the actual dip, the dip of the dip. So it just keeps dropping. One thing that you want to keep in mind is that Biden is speaking today as well. So I think price will continue dropping, especially because Biden is speaking. But yeah, I'll never recommend that you guys trade speculatively like that. Like I'm never going to say, okay, buy the dip. I'm only going to tell you to buy the dip if the bias shifts. If the bias shifts back to a buy, then I'll tell you guys to switch direction. But currently right now, the bias is still for a sell. There just isn't any entries for us to take at the moment. So guys, I just realized it's 7:55 right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I think I'm going to be wrapping this up soon. Fortunately, I couldn't catch another trade, but it's okay. I'm happy with my profits for today, even though they were partial. So for the day so far, this is all I took. And if I add this up, 1395 plus 595 plus 1370 plus 1270 plus 1370. So I just took that plus the other one, 5630. So I just took one trade and this is how much I locked in for that one trade. This is why I tell you guys, like, you don't need to take a bunch of trades, right? If you guys have multiple accounts and you guys can consistently at least lock in 1 or 2 trades a day, you can do this consistently. And this is just from one trade. Imagine if I take another one, times two. That's how far you go up. So if you guys like to trade the way I trade, great. If not, it's not for everyone, right? I just want to make sure that you guys understand that, because a lot of you guys try to force strategies that don't work for you, and they just never end up working because it just doesn't fit your trading style. If it works for you, great. But if not, find one that doesn't work for you. If you want to take a bunch of trades, sure, take a bunch of trades, but take a smaller lot size. Just don't try to take like 20 trades, but have like a crazy lot size, right? Unless you're like capable of taking those types of trades. But yeah, I mean, other than that, let's see if there's anything else for me to cover. Otherwise, we're going to be wrapping this up soon. Yeah, Tony said the only problem is that you must pass challenges for 5 accounts first. Yeah, exactly. So I get this question a lot where a lot of people are asking, like, what is the strategy to, add on accounts? What I would do, or if I was to start over, say for example, I blew all my accounts, right? And I had to, for whatever reason, say if that happened and I had to restart, I would do one account, pass that first. And then once you're done with that, then do another one. And then you can just stagger them. Or you can do 2 accounts, like first max out your FTMO. And then once you max it out, then just do max MFFs because you're already confident with your trading. Everyone's different. Some people can pass them all at once. Some people pass them one at a time. It's just up to your preference. So just keep in mind that what works for someone doesn't necessarily mean it has to happen for you too. Yeah, Tody said 1 by 1's better. I think I agree too, Tody, because if you take too many at once, you're basically taking on a lot of risk. Because if you blow them all and you have a bad month, then you're going to be in a pretty deep hole. So yeah, I agree with you, Tody. 1 by 1's best until you have that confidence. Let's see if there's anything else over here. Yeah, Kwaku said 100%. I'll never advise you guys to take any risk that's out of your grasp. So like, I'm not going to tell you guys to gamble with trades. I'm not going to tell you guys to take risky trades. If I find something good, then yeah, I'll tell you guys, but I'm looking out for you guys just as much as I'm looking out for myself. Yeah, Kenny said slow and steady. Definitely. So price is now currently ranging. Doesn't look like there's anything for us to take at the moment. We do have Biden speaking shortly in a couple, I don't know, in 22 minutes, Peter mentioned. So you guys probably want to sit out of the market from now until, I guess, he's done speaking. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for this session. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch another trade, but it's okay. Today is one of the riskier days. We're coming back from a long weekend. It is NFP week, and it is considered Trap Tuesday for a lot of you guys. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, I would probably just sit out of the market, conserve your capital for a better day, and we'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. So just a reminder, guys, I know today is Tuesday. We didn't have our mentoring session yesterday, so we will be having it today. If you guys have any specific things that you want me to cover, go ahead and send a message to me and I'll add them to the list before the actual mentoring session. But I'll be back here in about 6 hours. So I'll be back at 2 p.m. for the normal mentoring session time. It's 8 o'clock right now. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, about 6 hours. I'll be back here. So other than that, guys, I think that's it. So I'll post a reminder in the group for the mentoring session today, but I'll be back in about 6 hours to answer whatever questions you guys have. So have a great rest of your day, guys, and I'll catch you guys here in a